there, it's another time with the power circuits. This program is brought to you by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. I am Amara Agugoyesi. Let's get through today's edition. Minister of Power reiterates federal government support to improve power distribution. TCN management holds routine meetings with labor unions. Rules Working Group for Electricity Market holds first meeting for the year. And in sports, the IBB International Golf and Country Club team is seeking collaborations with TCN. The Minister of Power, Engineer Abubakar D. Aliyu, has reiterated the federal government's continuous support to improve power distribution. He stated this when he addressed the heads of the 11 distribution companies in Abuja.
According to a statement from the minister's office, he challenged the electricity distribution companies, DISCOs, to improve their performance by ensuring that customers are at the center of their services. The minister had summoned the meeting with the managing directors of the DISCOs for a critical discourse on power sector improvement initiatives. Engineer Aliyu also noted that because of the importance of electricity, the federal government will continue to support electricity distribution companies to ensure that Nigeria and Nigerians enjoy stable electricity supply. The minister further urged the electricity distribution companies to focus on improving their facilities and services to their customers. Meanwhile, the Minister of Power, Engineer Abubakar D. Aliyu, held a meeting with the Governor of Niger State, Abubakar Sani Bello, where they discussed issues relating to settlements for the communities affected by the Zungeru Hydroelectric Power Project. Also present at the meeting were the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, and the Executive Director, Transmission Service Provider at TCN, Engineer Victor Adewumi.
It has been a consistent practice by the management of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, in building relationship with employees through the two labor unions. In keeping with the faith of this relationship, the management officials have held a meeting with the officials of the Senior Staff Association of Electricity and Allied Companies, SIAC, as well as the officials of the National Union of Electricity Employees, NUE. Let's take you through the proceeding of the meetings held separately.
During the second quarter meeting of the TCN management with the Senior Staff Association of Electricity and Allied Companies, SIAC, which took place at the TCN corporate headquarters in Abuja, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, warmly welcomed the participants, noting that the management will continue to sustain the existing cordial and harmonious working relationship. Engineer Abdulaziz believes that the company was working to realize the vision of having one of the best workforces in Nigeria and in West African sub-region.
Let me reiterate our unflinching determination to ensure TCN has one of the best workforce in the country and indeed in West African sub-region, because it is when you have a well-motivated staff that you can experience top-notch and better productivity, which is the dream of our company, TCN.
The TCN head lauded the staff for higher skills and capacity they have acquired in the installation of power transformers as well as other complex power equipment. Engineer Abdulaziz also noted the milestones the company has been recording, including the delivery of brand new 2x60 MVA GIS Dawaki substation in Abuja, among others.
The milestone recorded in the technical and operational areas will not have been possible without a competent and motivated workforce. It is worthy of note that most of our transformers installations were carried out by TCN engineers, and as such, I am proud to state without fear of contradiction that we have the best stock of engineers in the power sector in Nigeria today. The present management, through the support of our assiduous staff, commissioned recently the 2x60 MVA substation at Dawaki and 1x30 MVA substation at Bichi late last year, increasing the capacity of power delivery within the environs. Transmission equipments and spare parts have also been procured and supplied to various regions to improve power delivery. The regraveling of several switchyards has been carried out to improve the safety of staff in the switchyard, and pension of our various substations across the nation has also been carried out to ensure the safety of our staff and equipment.
In his remarks, the President General of the Senior Staff Association of Electricity and Allied Companies, SIAC, Comrade Chika Benedict, applauded the TCN management for the consistency in holding the mutual meeting as well as prioritizing the welfare of staff. The meeting between TCN management and the officials of the National Union of Electricity Employees, NUE, was also productive. The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, appreciated the NUE officials for attending the meeting.
It is with great honor and pleasure that I welcome you all to this meeting, most especially those that travel distance to attend the occasion. I also want to use this opportunity to officially congratulate the General Secretary of NUE in person of Comrade Joy Ajero over his victory in the just concluded NLC election, where he emerged as the new president. Congratulations, sir. His emergence as the president was due to his dedication to duties, resilience, hard work, and his belief in the welfare of Nigerian workers, which he has demonstrated over so many years. I pray that God will grant him good health and wisdom to excel in this new office.
Also commemorating the recent Workers' Day, Engineer Abdulaziz acknowledged the sacrifice of the workers, especially at TCN, towards improving the transmission network and by expansion, the national grid.
I want to use this opportunity to congratulate all of you in this year's Workers' Day celebration. I appreciate your timeless effort and energy on keeping Nigeria and TCN moving forward to a greater height. To our dear comrades, the management of TCN also uses this opportunity to appreciate you all for your enormous contribution to the success of TCN and our nation at large. Let me assure you that the staff welfare, which is utmost in our priority, will continue to be sustained in order to create a positive and enabling atmosphere for our staff to strive. We look forward to continuing together the already existing cooperation and synergy between management and the union, which has led to a stable industrial peace and harmony. The milestones recorded in the technical and operational areas could not have been possible without a competent and motivated workforce.
And that's not all. Engineer Abdulaziz further spoke about the collaborations of the TCN management with other operators in the Nigerian electricity supply industry, NESI, as well as other ongoing capacity building schemes in the company.
We cannot forget to mention our continuous collaboration and discussion with the regulator to ensure that TCN tariff is looked into through compliance with the guidelines in having a holistic performance improvement plan report, which is one of the prerequisites in determining TCN tariff. All of these efforts by management are to ensure that TCN continue to improve in the business of power delivery and boost its revenue to ensure improved welfare for all the sundry in TCN while we're achieving our visions and mission. Management will, as a matter of priority, place staff interest and their welfare above any other thing, and this will afford us the template on which we can always achieve industrial peace and harmony, which is aimed at propelling our corporate goals. I wish to inform you that management places a high premium on staff training programs organized for both technical and non-technical staff so as to improve their skills and proficiency capable of driving productivity. This exercise is still going on, and it is our intent to improve on it.
In his address at the consultative meeting, the General Secretary of NUI, Comrade Joe Ajero, who is also the President, Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, noted the management officials for prioritizing staff matters.
Then the EDs, other management staff, President Nui, other members from the National Union of Electricity Employees. Let me thank you all and welcome you at this meeting. You know, I'm now partly Nui, partly Nigeria. So, in as much as I strive to make sure that my home front doesn't suffer, we equally have to focus on the activities in the whole nation.
The power circuit continues shortly. Please stay with us.
Verify that land before you buy it. To drastically reduce the incidence of building under the transmission right-of-way or encroaching on designated TCN land, members of the public are hereby requested to verify land near or along transmission line route before purchasing it. Verification should be made in the Land Development Authority or at the TCN office. This would help in drastically reducing the incidence of building under transmission line right-of-way and save us all the problem of pulling down the structure or truncating transmission line expansion projects in your community due to court injunction. Help us serve you better. Verify that land before you buy it.
A 15-man rules working group for the Nigerian electricity market has held its first meeting of the year. At the 3-day meeting, which was held in Jos, the Plateau State capital, participants reviewed the proposed amendments of the market rules, a document that guides the operation of all generation, distribution and transmission companies in the Nigerian power sector.
At the opening session of the Rules Working Group meeting, the group's chairman and general manager, regulatory and compliance at the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, Mr. Alebukar Ahmad, noted the importance of the meeting as it strengthens mutual understanding among the power sector operators.
The theme of this meeting is tagged Rethinking of Future Nigerian Electricity Market through Consolidation and Enhancement of Regulatory Provisions, because from that time we met to this time so many things have changed, which will also affect our responsibilities. Now there was this, the new electricity bill, which will affect all the market rules and the grid code and everything.
Speaking further on the objectives of the group's meeting, Mr. Ahmad said the market rule proposed amendments will also take into consideration the new Act on Electricity Business by states.
The presidency, we are told, have signed a bill which states will own their independent system operators and their own commission.
The participants reviewed the resolutions of the previous meeting, which was held last year, just as they continued with the discussions for the session. At the technical session, the head of the Rules Working Group, Mr. Alebukar Ahmad, emphasized on the need for prudence in electricity market, which he said will promote more investment. In a presentation, Vice Chairman of the Rules Working Group and General Manager, Fuel and Gas at the Niger Delta Power Holding Company, Professor Steve Ogaji, highlighted the steps the participants are taking to achieve the targets and roadmaps for the Rules Working Group 2022-2023 calendar year. The power circuit also engaged the drivers of the workshop in an interview session for further exposition. Let's hear from the chairman.
We are looking at market monitoring procedure. We are looking at compliance procedures, because they are missing in the procedures. And then there are procedures that were drafted, I think, a very long time ago. So many things are just obsolete there. So we are looking at those things. What can we retain? What are we going to expunge? And how are we going to, make the existing procedures better? Essentially, that is what we are doing. We are also looking at the new development in the Nigerian electricity market and how is it going to affect the operations of the market operator and then the Nigerian electricity market.
The vice chairman of the group also spoke about the objectives of the JOS workshop.
We move from place to place where our members are. We have had the first meeting in Kano, the second one in Lagos, the third one is here in Jos, and the next one we plan to go to Uyo to have the meeting. So we rotate around, we don't stay in any particular place. There are rules and codes that guide the operation of everyone in this sector. So we are working under the market operator to look at the rules. For instance, if you take the rule today, you will not find anything related to renewable energy. And it's there. It's already been developed. There are projects, there are licenses that have been issued, but there is no rule that will guide the operation or how they will integrate into the network. So those are some of the documents we are currently working on to ensure that while the act that is carrying forward and introducing this is not left on its own, the rules will also be there that will guide their operations. It's one of the new things that we are putting into it, and also we are also reviewing the market procedures, which is something that we should be able to come up with something that will guide. The last one was actually 2010, so a lot of things have changed between 2010 and now.
Mr. Ogala Uche, the secretary of the Rules Working Group, also gave his view about the proceedings of the workshop.
We're also meeting here in Jos to review market rules. We have in this meeting made recommendations which will pass to the ISAP, and we also reviewed further documents to see how the market can be better for it, since it's a multi-billion naira market. So constantly there's a need to review the document that govern the industry. So that's basically what we do.
A team from the IBB International Golf and Country Club Abuja has paid a courtesy visit to the management of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, to discuss areas of collaboration ahead of the 2023 Captain's Cup in Abuja.
The team, led by the captain of the club, Mr. Mike Ekoja, said the purpose of the visit was to appreciate TCN management for its gestures towards golf development.
We appreciate your kind gesture to see us at such a short notice, even out of your very busy schedule. And I'm happy that you are here with the top management of your organization. One of the purposes of our visit is you have members who are in top management position here. We have come to update you on our preparation towards our Captain's Cup. The Captain's Cup is the biggest event on our calendar. But before I mention the details of the Captain's Cup, may I also say that IBB International Golf and Country Club is the most prestigious club if not in Africa, certainly in Nigeria.
He said the team has over 5,000 members and has been a prestigious golf club that develops human capacity and leadership skills for its members. The Executive Director, Transmission Service Provider at TCN, Engineer Victor Adeomi, who received the visiting team on behalf of the Managing Director and CEO of TCN, Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, noted that there are some staff of TCN who are already into the game of golf, assuring that the company was willing to contribute to the development of the sport.
On behalf of the MD CEO, Engineer Dr. Ahmed Sule Abdulaziz, welcome you to TCN. It's good to know that a lot of us are already golf members. As a matter of fact, I've been co-opted into joining, but many a time the exigencies of duty will not allow me to come. So you are welcome to TCN. This is actually your call.
The team from IBB International Golf and Country Club Abuja presented a portrait of the serene golf environment to the MD CEO of TCN in appreciation of warm support it received from the company.
This is the halfway. Once you finish the first 9, you now start on the back 9. And let me give MD a clue. Anytime you are playing golf and you can see that cloud has gathered at the top of the hills, just carry your bag and return to the clubhouse, because in 10 minutes it will rain. So that's our rain gauge that we normally use, and that is authentic. That comes from the captain. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Sorry.
Watch out for more informative reports right after this break.
You are all special. You are doing well, says the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, Engineer Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, to the TCN workforce.
We urge you to always keep a date with us. Here is a highlight of the reports we served you. Minister of Power reiterates federal government support to improve power distribution. TCN management holds routine meetings with labor unions. Rules Working Group for Electricity Market holds first meeting for the year. IBB International Golf and Country Club team seeks collaborations with TCN. The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, also seeks your collaboration and support. You can do this by expressing your views, comments and responses on the TCN YouTube channel, TCN_Nigeria. On Facebook, kindly connect with Transmission Company of Nigeria. For Twitter, search for @TCN_Nigeria. TCN is also on Instagram, TCN_Nigeria. Email messages are always a pleasure via affairs.public@tcn.org.ng. TCN has an active, responsive and interactive website, tcn.org.ng, where you can get information on bulk power transmission and other activities of TCN. With your support, the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, is always poised to deliver and transmitting electricity in the most efficient and effective manner. I am Amara Agugoisi. See you soon.